Good morning and a happy Tuesday morning to you guys. I'm not going to lie, I really did not want to do another video on this interview, but what this video really is I'm pointing out that mainstream media has now caught up to exactly what I said. And you know me, I bring my receipts. And once again, the video is so long, I've split it into two. So after this, you're going to want to go to number 2. Let's go. One of the first things I told you guys in this CBS morning, show, whatever it was that Harry seemed completely disengaged and he's keeping his distance from Meghan Markle. It's so obvious. When they walked in, not only were they not hand holding, but Harry was a good 4 or 5 steps behind her. When you saw them sitting together, Harry was leaning away from her just about as far as he could get. He never put his hand on her. He didn't reach over to rub her hand. He had this face constantly. He was just, I don't think he can even fake it. You know how you do the fake it till you make it? I don't think he's even capable of doing that anymore, because then when you saw him without her around, he was animated and talking and smiling and looked like a completely different person. Now, here is something else that Harry said during the interview, which went over my head yesterday, but I'm gonna say something about it now.
We always talk about, in the olden days, if your kids were under your roof, you knew what they were up to. At least they were safe.
This is absolutely untrue. Just because your child was at home and under your roof did not mean that they were safe. And here's the next part of his statement.
Right? And now they can be in the next door room on a tablet or on a phone and can be going down these rabbit holes. And before you know it, within 24 hours, they could be taking their life.
What Harry is insinuating here is that children will unalive themselves within 24 hours of going on social media for the first time. Where's the data? Next up, this is what Jane Pauley said, and listen to this.
An experience that connects you to these families, and I see you touch your husband's hand in just the way I knew that you would be looking after each other.
This is Meghan continuing to act like everything is fine, but I have zoomed in because look at Harry's face. Harry literally, she's got this rictus grin, and Harry looks disgusted that she's touching him. Okay, here's the next thing that was said.
When you've been through any level of pain or trauma,
would this be the pain or trauma of her $30 million wedding, the $1 million in clothes that she got, the 11 international trips she took in 2 years? Is maybe her complaint the mansion she now lives in, the free private jets everywhere? Maybe her trauma is that people don't treat her like Diana 2.0, which is really what she wanted. I'm sorry, I digressed. Let's continue.
I believe part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine, is being able to be really open about it. And I haven't really scraped the surface on my experience.
First of all, I take that as her trying to say to people, hey, you know what? I could do another interview where we go below the surface and I talk to you about my supposed suicidal ideation. Essentially, remember that she was suicidal because of the evil, horrible, racist royal family and their terrible treatment of her. And let's not forget that she sat down and did a tell-all interview with Oprah, and this is what she said.
21.
Look, I was really ashamed to say it at the time, and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, especially. Because I know how much loss he's suffered.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that if I didn't say it, that I would do it. And I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
I feel like this is her wanting to dish more dirt on the royal family. Like I said, it's people. Come on, let's do another exclusive. I've got more information, things I didn't say on Oprah. My God, she hasn't scraped the surface. What was the Oprah interview? What was the 6-part Netflix docuseries where they went into details about their experiences in the royal family? What about The Spare, where Harry wrote all about the horrible treatment of Meghan? You haven't touched the surface, really? And let me remind you that the Spotify deal is gone, the Lemonada deal they've done nothing with, and the Netflix deal is probably going to be canceled next year. So I think she's throwing this out there to drum up some business for the future. And let's not forget that there's a lot of talk that Harry really wants to get back in with the royal family. He really wants to go back. We know he went after Charles was, diagnosed with cancer, and he asked to come back, and Charles basically told him, we don't need you and we don't want you. But he wants back. All right, here's the very next thing that Meghan said.
But I do think that I would never want someone else to feel that way.
My goodness. This is a woman who was accused of bullying staff within the royal household. There's a bullying report, which I believe is not being released because it would look bad on the royal family, because they knew Meghan was bullying staff and they allowed a family member now to bully other people. This is a woman who bullied Catherine, making her cry not long after she had Prince Louis. This is a woman who refuses to stand up and disavow the Sussex Squad, the most vile group on the internet who puts out the most disgusting tweets about the royal family, about Catherine and William's 3 children, death threats. And until she stands up and disavows them, there's absolutely nothing she can say that's going to change anybody's opinion of her. This is a woman and her husband who have worked with Christopher Boozy, a man who is notorious for the nasty trolling of William and Catherine online. And of course, we all know that anybody who speaks out against Christopher Boozy gets doxxed, which is also illegal. We know he did it to me. He's done it to several other people. We know he has harassed, according to Taz, Murky Meg, and Yankee Wally. The point is, Harry and Meghan do not practice what they preach, and that leads to serious issues. All right, you guys, that is the end of part 1. Put those comments down, make them good, hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell, and follow me over to video number 2. The link is in the description box. Let's go.